What is up, guys? It is Mr. Sports Freak. My voice cracked there. What in the world's going on? Just kidding. So, Mr. Sports Freak coming at you with a new Dolphins video. Let's get to it. So, today we are talking about Fitzpatrick signing with the Dolphins. Who? Ryan Fitzpatrick. Another Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins. What? And Robert Quinn potentially on the trading block. Let's get to it. So, Ryan Fitzpatrick has signed with the Miami Dolphins. And I'm excited about it. I really am. It's looking to be a rough year, rough season for the Dolphins. It's going to be rough. The rebuild has started. The Adam Gase era is over. The Brian Flores era is just starting. So we'll see what happens. But they brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I do believe that it is a move that to have a guy that's been through it all mentor the next big franchise quarterback that the Dolphins will be potentially getting either in this 2019 draft or the 2020 draft. Whether it be Tua, whether it be Dwayne Haskins, whether it's Drew Lock, whether it's Trevor Lawrence, whoever. They are bringing in Ryan Fitzpatrick to learn the offense, to get with these coordinators that Brian Flores is going to bring in with him, and mentor a young stud and show him what to do and what is expected in everyday NFL life. Because let's face it, Ryan Fitzpatrick has been through it all. So like I said, I'm excited because at least it's not falling upon the two guys that were behind Ryan Tannehill. The Dolphins have moved on from Ryan Tannehill, giving him to the Titans. So there's that. And there was a lot of groaning in the Dolphins fan base because, yeah, Ryan Tannehill wasn't that good. He couldn't stay healthy. But the people behind him weren't much better. So it's like, oh my gosh, here we go. So at least we'll have somebody competent and decent playing the quarterback position for the Dolphins this season. And Fitzpatrick, when he came in, was very cordial with the media. He was very, very cordial. Basically, in few words, said, there's 32 starting quarterback positions in the NFL, and I'm glad to have one. So that's awesome. That makes me really, really, really happy. And he's keeping the beard. Fitzmagic is keeping the beard. He said in his press conference that no matter how hot or humid Miami gets, the beard's staying. It's part of him, it's part of his image, and it's part of the Fitzmagic. So there's that. So like I said, I'm excited. Only time will tell what's going to happen. But in my opinion, they're going to bring in a young stud that it will be mentored by Ryan Fitzpatrick. It is not a move that Fitzpatrick will be the franchise quarterback for the Dolphins. No. He is a guy that is a Harvard grad, that has done his due diligence, and knows what is expected of him and what to do in certain situations. So there's that. Moving on to Robert Quinn. So the Dolphins picked up Robert Quinn the other year, and now they are looking to trade him. The possible suitor is the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have already made two decent-sized moves in this offseason, letting Cole Beasley walk and then adding Randall Cobb for a one-year deal. So, yeah, I don't know the Dallas Cowboys' needs. I don't know how good their defensive line is, how good their linebacking core is, etc. But, Robert Quinn would be a good pickup for them. He's been fairly good for the Dolphins. Some people could say he's been great for the Dolphins. But the Dolphins are making room, making cap space, freeing it up, because the future of this organization will be with younger players. And Robert Quinn's an older player. I mean, he is. If it's any indication of how old Robert Quinn is, and I'm not saying he's ancient. He's not Brady. He wasn't. He's not what Favre was when Favre was towards the end of his career. But he was with the St. Louis Rams. I mean, he was drafted by the St. Louis Rams. So, I mean, think about that for a second. That's, I mean, he's been in the league for not a long time, but a decent amount of time. So I think the Dolphins are just moving on. And like I said, trying to free up cap space. We will see. I do believe the Dolphins will have to eat part of his contract to make him more appealing to the Dallas Cowboys or another team that would be potentially going after him. I mean, he doesn't make the most money, but he doesn't make the least amount either. He makes a decent amount. I think it's like $7 million that you would have to get for Robert Quinn or give up for Robert Quinn. So we will see. I mean, and then the Dolphins will most likely move Charles Harris into that position, and they're looking at a few guys in the draft. So we'll see. I'm not going to say a lot about like who they should grab or who they should pursue if they let go of Robert Quinn, because that's a video for another time with the draft. I will do a draft video. But, so yeah, and I'm sad to see him go. I liked Robert Quinn. I also liked Cam Wake, and we let him go. I mean, him and Tannehill both went to the Titans. So now my favorite player on the Dolphins is Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't know why I'm always drawn to the defensive players, but for some reason with the Dolphins, I just love the defensive players. Because before Minkah Fitzpatrick, it was Cameron Wake. And before Cameron Wake, it was Jason Taylor. And before Jason Taylor, it was Zach Thomas. So, yeah, that sounds right. I get confused on my years. But anyway, yeah, so it is what it is. We will see. But it is all to free up cap space to make room for these guys that they're going to draft. And basically the common denominator thus far for the Dolphins is low-risk players that will have decent contracts but not lucrative contracts that could be high reward in the long run with these free agent signings and stuff. So, I mean, we have a couple guys on the practice squad that can fill into that Cameron Wake and Robert Quinn positions that we're losing. And it's a rebuild. So if you lose games, you lose games. Dolphins have basically said that they are in a rebuild mode. So it's up to Brian Flores to work out all the kinks and to fill these spots. So only time will tell. So that's about it, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button down below. And as always, have a great day. God bless. And go Dolphins!